Please be seated. This is kind of difficult for me because I see Lee and I kind of adopted most of these boys, and so to see him get married off, dang.
It's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work either. But you can come on up if you want. This is a little bit difficult for me because these are some of the boys that I adopted one way or another, and I look out in the audience and I see a lot of kids that my kids grew up with, and they're like my sons. Lee and Kaylie have some vows that they've written down, and some important memories that they have that they want to share. And what we're going to do is, I have Kaylie's here, and I'm going to give them to her, and we'll let Lee read his first, and then Kaylie's going to read hers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about memories, but I got a few things written down.
You got this.
First things first, it's not too late. Me out anyone would understand if you turned and ran. Why you haven't, I'll never understand. But I'm truly grateful that you haven't. I know that the road we've been on, or been down, so far in life has been one full of many things. And you're still here. The reason you're still here is because I know you love me. You're one of the most caring people that I've ever been around. You always try to help in any way possible. There's no two ways about it. I'm the lucky one here. I think everyone that showed up today just felt bad for you. For having to be stuck with me for the rest of your life. I don't even know where I'm at now. All jokes aside, I really do feel blessed to have you in my life forever and ever. I look forward. Whoa. I look forward to building a life together and starting a family someday after we get a shop and a few more toys. I really am excited that you came into my life. Really need to thank Jackie and my dad for that. Kaylie, I want you to know that you're beautiful in every way possible. I love you more and more every day. I hope I'm everything that you want in life. Remember, there's no refunds. There's no bumper-to-bumper guarantee after this. What you see is what you get. I love you. I've always wanted someone just like you.
Oh, it's hard to follow. First off, I felt it right to go over a little bit of how we met. You came into my life when I least expected it, but it truly was perfect timing. Back then, Jackie worked for Fastenal as a sales rep and had ran into your dad at his work. One day, he finally decided to ask her if she had a boyfriend, which she explained to him that she did. Your dad then told her that that was too bad because he had a son who was the life of the party, not much of a churchgoer, and was pretty wild. But that he was great with kids, fun to be around, outgoing, and in need of a good girl. Jackie then replied to him that it must have been his lucky day because she has a twin sister. And that she was single and that she could probably match his son step for step. Over 4 years later, and here we are. You've taught me so much over these last few years. How to live life to the fullest, enjoy the little things, how to keep the Toyota redlined just long enough to throw it from drive to reversed so that we can get unstuck no matter what the situation is that we got ourselves in. You've taught me how to put anything back together by using liquid nail, super glue, or by simply welding it back together. You are my biggest support, my best friend, and the one who taught me what true love really is. I promise to encourage and inspire you, to try and keep my calm when you come home with another vehicle, to be your forever adventure buddy, and to love you unconditionally. I vow to kiss you good night and good morning, to always tell you I love you before you leave, to dance and sing with you, even though I'm not good at either of them, to make funny faces and always wave to you awkwardly each morning as you leave for work, to always make sure to drive you home so you get home safely. Lee, you are my person, my wild one, the love of my life, and I can't wait to start this next adventure with you by my side. I love you most.
I've got just a couple things that I want to say.
Here we go.
I asked him if he wanted the 2 hour or the 20 minute, and he said the 2 hour. So go ahead and settle in. Kaylie and Lee, you're going to enter into a covenant here that will be the most important covenant you've ever made in your lives. And it's between both of you. And even though you know each other better than most people do, it's still a little bit different because of this covenant and where you're going with it. So I want to encourage you to remember what you just read. And don't lose them. Keep it. Hang on to it and read it often. And remember how much you love each other. That love's going to grow continually. Now, if you would join hands, we'll move this forward. We talked about this a little bit before the ceremony, and there's a reason why Kaylie's standing on Lee's left side. And it's not because of the zit on his chin. This thing goes back centuries and centuries. Back when men wore a sword, and most of them were right-handed. Your right hand is your covenant hand. It's how you shake hands. Everything you do in making an oath or a vow, you do with your right hand. And back then, when a person would draw a sword, they would draw it with the right hand. Symbolic of, Lee, you protecting Kaylie always. Even to the very life. Mm-hmm. She's the most precious thing you'll ever have. And I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I was hoping you'd get her. I really was. And I'm glad you did. Having said that, if you'll take each other by the right hand, for inasmuch as the two of you have declared your love for each other and have determined between yourselves to enter into this marriage, I require that you two be truthful with your answers to the questions ordained by the state of Utah. Leland Richard Larson, will you place the ring? Oh, I'm so glad you're. Yeah. Will you place this ring on Kaylie Ann Means' left finger? Kaylie Ann Means, would you place this ring on Leland's left hand? Kaylie Ann Means. Okay. With this token of the covenant you now enter into to become, let's see. Okay, Leland Richard Larson. In token of the covenant you now enter into, Kaylie, to become Leland's companion, do you promise to love, honor? Oh, you gotta hang on to their hands. Right-handed, guys.
We're
Gosh,
struggling.
we're struggling. I just turned 60.
We all saw this coming.
Yeah,
Right?
The 60 part.
yeah. Leland Richard Larson, you take Kaylie Ann Means in token of the covenant you now enter into to become her companion and husband. And do you promise to love, honor, and cherish her, forsaking all others regardless of your circumstances, and to obey all laws, covenants, and obligations pertaining to this marriage for as long as you both shall live, and this you do in the presence of God, these witnesses, and your own free will and choice?
I do.
Please. Kaylie Ann Means, you take Leland Richard Larson by the right hand in token of the covenant you now enter into to become his companion and wife, and do you promise to love, honor, and cherish him, forsaking all others regardless of your circumstances, and to obey the laws, covenants, and obligations pertaining to this marriage for as long as you both shall live, and this you do in the presence of God and these witnesses of your own free will and choice?
I do.
By virtue of the legal authority vested in me by the state of Utah, as Sanpete County Commissioner, I now pronounce you Leland Richard Larson and Kaylie Ann Means, husband and wife, legally and lawfully wedded for as long as you both shall live. You may kiss each other as...
Other side.
I had to screw it. We all saw that one coming.
It is that. They told us he had to go the other way.
And I missed that.
It's been my honor and my privilege to know these two for a long time, to know the families, and from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys.
Thank you.
I really do. I'd like to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Leland Larson. Now, we'll do the group hug and the group photo, and then we'll sing.
Okay.